Hi everyone and welcome back. Tonight I've got a story for you. One that, even years later, still sends a shiver down my spine and makes me question what truly lies just beyond our understanding. It's a tale that reminds us that sometimes the most terrifying things aren't what we see, but what we almost see or what we only hear. This happened to a friend of a friend. Let's call her Sarah. During a solo writing retreat in an old, isolated cabin deep in the woods. The kind of place where the nearest neighbor is miles away and the only sounds are the wind through the pines and the occasional hoot of an owl.
Sarah loved the quiet, the solitude, the way the silence seemed to amplify her thoughts. For the first few days, it was perfect.
She wrote, she read, she enjoyed the crisp autumn air. Then, on the fourth night, it started, a faint, rhythmic tapping. Not loud, not aggressive, just a soft, persistent tap, tap, tap coming from somewhere within the walls of her bedroom. She paused her reading, listening intently. It sounded like a fingernail gently drumming on wood. She dismissed it as the house settling, or perhaps a branch brushing against the exterior. She even got up, checked the window, looked behind the dresser. Nothing. The tapping stopped as soon as she moved, only to resume a few minutes after she settled back into bed. The next night, it was back. This time, it was closer, seemingly coming from the wall right beside her headboard. It wasn't constant. It would start, go on for a few minutes, then stop abruptly, only to begin again from a slightly different spot. Sarah tried to rationalize it. Mice? A loose pipe?
But the rhythm was too deliberate, too consistent for an animal, and there was no plumbing in that particular wall.
She even knocked on the wall herself, trying to mimic the sound, but it felt hollow, unresponsive. By the sixth night, the tapping had changed. It wasn't just a simple rhythm anymore. It sounded inquisitive.
Like someone was exploring the inside of the wall, moving their finger along the plaster, occasionally pausing, then continuing, and it wasn't just in her bedroom.
She heard it in the hallway, then faintly from the living room, always just out of sight, always just beyond her reach. The cabin, which had felt so comforting, now felt like it was holding its breath, listening with her. She started leaving lights on, finding herself constantly scanning the shadows. One evening, as dusk settled and the cabin grew dim, Sarah was in the kitchen making tea. The tapping started again, this time from the pantry door. A soft, almost playful tap, 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 pause, tap. She froze, her hand hovering over the kettle. It was so clear, so distinct, and then the rhythm shifted. It wasn't just tapping anymore. It sounded like it was spelling something.
A slow, deliberate sequence of taps, pauses, and longer pauses. Sarah's heart hammered against her ribs.
She couldn't make out words, but the intent felt undeniable. It felt like a question, or an invitation. She stood there, paralyzed, listening to the unseen presence communicate through the wood. The air in the kitchen grew cold, despite the warmth from the stove. The tapping stopped. And then, from directly behind her, so close she felt a whisper of air on her neck, she heard a single, soft, almost imperceptibly click. Like a tongue against a pallet. Sarah didn't scream. She didn't even turn around. She just dropped the kettle, bolted out the back door, jumped into her car, and drove away, not stopping until the cabin was a distant dark memory in her rear-view mirror. She never went back. To this day, she doesn't know what was in that cabin. A trick of the mind? An old house playing tricks? Or something else entirely? The unknown can be far more unsettling than any monster we can imagine.
because it leaves us with questions that have no answers.
And the lingering sense that some doors are best left unopened. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unsettling. If this story gave you a chill or made you look over your shoulder, please consider giving this video a like. And if you want to hear more tales that explore the strange and mysterious, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Until next time, stay curious and maybe, just maybe, keep a light on.